So we didn't know each other until I'll just bring up a street in Birmingham called Valley Avenue where he had an apartment, and there was a poker game that went on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When he was busy on the telephone handling NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball calls, let's just put it that way. That's not the reason I'm called Paul. You got a lot of things, a lot more important. But the history of our conference is why I'm calling. Trey just made he educated me on some things about Alabama that I did not know, but I wanted to add to Trey's history about Clemson University, which we played them twice, 67 and 68 on a home-and-home basis, won them both. But the point, the president of all, y'all have to check me on my dates now, but Auburn started playing football in 1892. They brought it from the Ivy League. The president of Auburn University challenged the University of Georgia. We played them on one Saturday. 5 days later, Auburn played Georgia Tech in 1892, the first two games ever played in the South. Now then, as Clemson, Paul, is starting, this is the way history went, and prove me wrong. Clemson was starting a program in the early 1900s. And again, the president at Auburn University knew the president at Clemson. When he was asked, would he come visit Clemson and help them to get a football program started, which supposedly he did. Therefore, the colors, orange and blue,
right,
and the nickname Tigers came from where.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, all the other Alabama things Trey talked about, and by the way, Suge and Coach Howard played against each other back in the 30s. Of course, Suge at Auburn and Coach Howard at Clemson. So they had a great affiliation and friendship, as Coach Bryant and Coach Stewart did through the years. But get your Clemson callers, see if they can verify that Auburn did not have a lot to do with starting their football program and adopting our colors.
But didn't I remember reading something? Maybe it was during the Final Four about there was. I mean, I know there's a lot of similar, but isn't there a UVA connection there somewhere too with the colors?
Well, oh yes, very definitely. I was asked to be an assistant running back coach when they played game football and started their football program. Jim Hillier was our strength coach.
Right.
He'd come from Mississippi State with Paul Davis. Suge hired them in '67, my junior year. Now then, when the late '80s came around and all that 9 yards, Scotty Long, Jim Hillier started that program as game football. I think that's what they called it back then, Paul. You were writing for the Birmingham.
Yeah, no, I remember. I knew Coach. I knew Coach. I believe when he was with the USFL team too.
Right, you're right. Well, Scotty Long, one of my teammates, who was both led the nation in home runs at '66 on the baseball team and football team, wideout, was there. Ronnie Ross, captain with Pat Sullivan.
Oh, sure.
Was also there. When I got a phone call one day, and I traveled with Consolidated Pipe. I was on the road 3 days a week. And they said, Larry, can we meet with you? Want to talk to you. I said, well, about what? They said, we got a running back coach here at UAB. We're trying to start this football program. And he doesn't know what hand to take a handoff. He doesn't know one running back technique from another. Would you consider coming out? What a compliment, Paul, it was from UAB.
Well, that's cool, Larry.
But I could not take it in good honesty because I had to make a living.
No, I understand. Listen, we're over the break, but thanks. I hope you'll call again soon. Always enjoy it. Thank you very much. We're heading to a break. Your phone calls continue at 855-242-7285.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Let Audible heat up your summer fun. With an unmatched selection of audio entertainment you can listen to anywhere, including exclusive Audible originals. Compelling stories, thrilling performances, and A-list celebrity talent make Audible originals must-listen events, like Stan Lee's Alliances, A Trick of Light, performed by actress Yara Shahidi. Get it only from Audible, or choose a title perfect for your travel plans. Download the Audible app, start a 30-day trial, and your first audiobook is on us.
Welcome to Sherwin-Williams.
Hi there. I heard paints are 30% off.
Yep, and stains too.
Right here.
Mm-hmm. Only at your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store.
Right now?
Well, June 21st through July 8th.
Ah, bring it in. I'm a big hugger.
It's cool. Ask Sherwin-Williams June 21st through July 8th and save 30% on paints and stains with sale prices starting at $26.94. Only at your local Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Papi?
Yes, mija.
I love walking around our block.
Me too.
It's just like walking around the world, but it doesn't take as long.
That would take a long time.
No, really. My friend Kayla's from India, and Lily's family is from China. And Beza travels a lot to see her family in Ethiopia.
And don't forget the Murphys.
I really like our neighborhood and all the families from different places.
We're lucky, sweetie. We live in a diverse community.
Diverse?
Yeah, it's a place where people from all different backgrounds come together and live, and share, and appreciate everything that makes us special.
I like it.
Neighborhood diversity promotes a greater sense of engagement, teaches that stereotypes are wrong, and better prepares our children for the global community. To learn more about how the Fair Housing Act promotes diversity, visit hud.gov/fairhousing. The Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, disability, and familial status. A message from the Department of Housing and Urban Development in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies, and rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, for a man age 45 non-tobacco user, it's $1 million of coverage at $75 per month, level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for a new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-866-929-1950. That's 1-866-929-1950. You're probably paying more than you should. Call Term Busters at 1-866-929-1950. That's 1-866-929-1950. Remember, 1-866-929-1950. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes for preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
ESPN Pensacola 945 is locally owned by the ADX Communications Group. That includes News Radio 92.3 and AM 1620, Cat Country 98.7 and 1330 WEBY 99.1 FM. This means that we have the staff, the experience, and the generators to get you through the storm before, during, and after. We care, and we're ready because we're local. ESPN Pensacola 945.
ESPN Pensacola has you covered from the national and local levels. From Golic and Wingo to the Sports Drive, the Paul Feinbaum Show to Talk Football with Coach K, we have it all. It's the latest and best in sports talk radio, making us Pensacola's hometown sports network. ESPN Pensacola 94.5, also on HD Radio at HD2 98.7 WYCT, and streaming online at our website at ESPNpensacola.com.
I'm Troy Rafferty, and many of you know about my love for sports and my longtime support for our local high school athletes. One thing these fine young people have taught me over the years is this: whether it's on the ball field, in the classroom, or in a court of law, always work your hardest and achieve the best results possible. And that is the commitment we make to our clients and our community.
Levin Papantonio in Pensacola since 1955. It's almost time for Sertoma's 4th of July celebration in downtown Pensacola. Watch Old Seville Square come alive this 4th of July with free activities starting at 11 a.m., including a children's area with inflatables, rock climbing wall, pony rides, face painting, live entertainment, food, and much more. Don't forget the amazing fireworks show over Pensacola Bay at 9. Sponsored by Skanska with a perfectly synchronized music broadcast on Cat Country 98.7. Presented by the Law Office of J.J. Talbot. For more info, visit PensacolaFireworks.com.
Talk football every day at noon with Pensacola's own legendary Coach K on your radio, on Facebook, and on YouTube at ESPN Pensacola 945.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back on a Monday, holiday week, July 1. 2 weeks from today, we'll be live in Hoover, Alabama. You can figure out the rest. 855-242-7285. That is the number. And Kyle is up next in Kentucky. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Paul. I just want to say, first off, that one of the coolest things about your show is listening to the old guys call in. I'm 35. I remember SEC back in like 90, 91 is really the first time I ever remember anything, but it's cool to listen and say, oh, yeah, I heard about that guy. And it's awesome that you can relate to and kind of put your 2 cents in, so it just makes it a pretty cool situation.
You know, as you go through life, you cover a lot of decades, and even though some of this stuff, even for me, was foreign, you still have some relation to it, and I love talking to guys like that because they really do care. And I wonder if today's players, 35 or 40 or 50 years ago, will call in a show, assuming there is one, and say, "Man, I love the SEC." It is cool. It is really cool to hear.
Yeah, it'll be great if they have somebody like you that can relate also. But to my point, though, I'm a huge Kentucky fan, sports fan through and through. I think last year at ESPN, I'm not one of those ones that say that ESPN doesn't ever show Kentucky love. I think last year they showed them ample love during that little run they went on in football. But I do think that Florida fans are kind of got their mind a little bit confused, and they're on a high horse, and I'm not really sure why they're on it. Kentucky over-under in Vegas is 6.5 games. Some places you could get it 6 a week ago. That's where I got it. I think that's incredulous because their schedule's weak. They got home games. Their away games, they got Arkansas at home as their cross-conference, and then they have Mississippi State on the road. They got Florida in Kentucky. And Florida fans need to chill on – I mean, we're not going to be Alabama and probably not Georgia. Kentucky and Missouri absolutely throttled them last year, and Kentucky beat them pretty soundly, and it was on the road. And they're going to be amped up for that game again this year. We lost a lot on the defensive side of the ball, but we're deeper than we've ever been, and Stoops has either equaled or increased his win total, which can't always happen. But I just want to get your thoughts. I mean, eventually he's going to lose more games than he lost the year before, but I want to get your thoughts on that 6.5 total more so.
Listen, I don't want to say it's ridiculous because it is Vegas, but I find it ridiculous. I think I have Kentucky 8-9 wins, maybe somewhere in that range because of what you just got through saying. The schedule is as easy as I have seen, and maybe that's because Louisville is a winnable is not winnable. It is a win, and that may not be the case in 2 years, but it is the case this year.
Exactly, and I agree. And one last thing is, it's not Kentucky fans really saying, "Oh yeah, we won 10 last year, so we're expecting it." It's just like you're saying. I mean, it just so happened that coming off a 10-win season, we have a really weak schedule this year, and we got lucky with some home games. And we have some weaker opponents in the SEC on the road. And I don't want to hear South Carolina ever again until they beat us. We beat them 5 years straight, and I think people are like, I guess Gamecocks are really scared of cats because between Clemson and Kentucky, they're just getting pounded. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you very much. Great call. Really do appreciate that. Moving on, let's talk to Craig, who is in South Carolina. Hello, Craig.
Hey, Paul. I appreciate you taking my call.
Sure.
I'm a big fan of college football, and I wanted to kind of answer what the guy had said a while ago about Clemson and Auburn's relationship. Clemson there was the coach or somebody from Auburn had come over to Clemson. His name was Walter Riggs.
Right.
We have a field named after him now. And so, yeah, the colors were blue and orange. But whenever he came over, he brought with him some of the old Auburn uniforms, and they were old and faded, and instead of looking blue, they looked purple. So they just threw the name Regalia on there, and now we have orange and Regalia as our colors.
Oh, wow.
But the piece about the Tiger that most people don't know, the Tiger didn't actually come from Auburn. It came from Princeton. Princeton had won the championship that year, and when the players got to vote on who the mascot was going to be, they called it Tigers after Princeton.
That's great. I would never have known. I mean, I knew there was a connection. I didn't know what it was. But that's really cool. I appreciate you sharing that.
Yes, sir. Well, this is the time of year when there's a lull in football. We just reminisce about the history and looking forward to the future.
Well, nothing wrong with that. Listen, this is a very strange time of the year, and I say that this is a week we're always on, and we wonder what direction are we going to go, because there is a dearth of real news the week of the 4th of July, because almost everything and everyone is gone, and sometimes something will happen. So you try to decide, and I'm pretty open-minded. I'm not a lot of heavy agendas this week. We'll go wherever you want us to go. Some of it's maybe a little over the top, but I find calls like that to be very, very interesting. We'll continue with more of your calls. Another guest or two a little bit later on. Stuart Mandel joined us in the last hour talking about the transfer waiver. Your phone calls continue right here, and you can get in a few minutes at 855-242-7285.
The gong, an instrument used to start a sumo wrestling match. At My Computer Career, it celebrates the start of a student's new life as an IT professional and completion of a student journey focused on the result, getting you out of an unrewarding job and into an IT career in as little as 4 months, even with zero IT experience. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes meet just twice a week. It's not rocket science, you know. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Pros know doing it right means getting more bang for your buck, because putting more towards your bottom line is good for business. Lowe's is here to help with July 4th savings, like $45 off 5-gallon pails and $15 off gallon cans via Lowe's gift card rebate when you buy select interior and exterior paint and stain. And get up to 40% off select appliance special values, like a Whirlpool refrigerator was $13.99 and is now just $9.99. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 7/10, U.S. only.
ESPN Pensacola 94.5. I'm Jordan Glass with your sports update. For UWF, Argo football just 66 days away. You can start purchasing single game tickets now online at GoArgos.com. For your Pensacola Blue Wahoos, they are victorious on both Saturday and Sunday. They close out the series against Biloxi with a 5-1 victory at Wahoo Stadium, and they get the series against Mississippi started off in the right track with a 7-5 win on Sunday night. Coming up next, it's Game 2 from Wahoo Stadium right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5. I'm Jordan Glass with your sports update.
Excuse me, I know you have a 9 o'clock, so I'll keep this short. I'm the business suit in the back of your closet. You wore me nearly every day before your office went, quote, casual. I used to be the CEO of your closet. Now I'm just that one intern no one ever talks to. I always thought you'd circle back with me, get granular, keep me in the pipeline. But nada, nothing. Don't you remember the McKittrick presentation? You spilled coffee on me, and I still looked amazing during the breakout talkback Q&A. So, I think it's time for me to move on. I've got a great resume, and I absolutely crush it in interviews, okay? Let's make this a clean break. Shift the paradigm. The only thing I ask is that you think outside the box here and do this. Take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create new jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Today, my new dad and I shot off a rocket in the park.
Today, my new son and I failed to shoot off a rocket.
He knew exactly what to do.
I had no clue what I was doing.
We set up the rocket.
Hit ignition.
And then?
And then nothing. Sometimes I laugh when I'm frustrated.
Then out of nowhere, the rocket launched into the air.
The rocket did get into the air.
I've never seen anything fly so high.
And then crashed into a kite.
Look out! Look out!
And then the pond.
I'll never forget that day.
I'll never forget that day, even if I tried.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
He was a star quarterback at Pensacola High, played alongside Gator great Steve Spurrier, and rose up the ranks to become head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Now, he's talking football on ESPN Pensacola 945. Coach K brings football to life year-round. The teams, the players, and the front office. Talk football with Coach K every day at noon on your radio. And Coach K live on Facebook and YouTube at ESPN Pensacola 945. Our Pensacola Wahoos are back for another season, and with the new season comes some fresh and new changes. Our Wahoos are now the new AA affiliate of the Minnesota Twins, and they have a new broadcast home here in Pensacola, right here at your hometown station for hometown sports, ESPN Pensacola 945. Catch all the Wahoos action from home and away with Chris Garagiola. Wahoos baseball presented by Denny's on the new official flagship station for the Blue Wahoos, ESPN Pensacola 945 and ESPNpensacola.com.
Bowling is a sport that will last you a lifetime, and at Cordova Lanes on Airport Boulevard, every night there is something exciting happening. Like on Tuesday and Thursday, it's penny a pin. Bowl 100, pay $1. Or how about starting your weekend off right by reserving a lane for just $25 at Moonlight Bowling. Enjoy a fresh-made pizza and the lowest pitcher prices in Pensacola. So what are you waiting for? It's time to roll your way into Cordova Lanes and experience fun like never before.
You're listening to ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
We welcome you back. It is Monday afternoon. And a lot of interesting calls coming in. Let's go to Laron that's next in Texas. How are you? Try that again. Laron, you're on the air.
Yeah, can you hear me, Paul?
I can now. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to know I'm a fan of the show, but recently I've been disagreeing with you on some stuff. Mainly two things. What's going on with the blame game with Jimbo? How he left the program in Tallahassee, you know what I'm saying? My first comment, or question rather, if he only produced one national championship with the best athletes out the state of Florida, you know what I'm saying? I think he had 3 ACC titles or 4, you know what I'm saying? What's the expectation for him in Texas with the best athletes out of Texas? Okay, then, you know, I think you fail to realize after Jameis Winston left, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, what did he do then? You know, I know he had Francois. I know he struck out on a couple quarterbacks that just didn't pan out. But my thing is, this dude lost control of the ACC to Clemson. Clemson has a smaller athletic budget. They don't produce as many top recruits as Florida. So what's the goals and expectations down there in College Station?
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to get this guy on yet. Matt Hayes wrote a piece on Jimbo, and this, where was it? Can't remember what public. Maybe the Sporting News. And I want to get into it because maybe this week we can get him on because he does a deep dive into what a mess the situation was at FSU. Now let me stop. I didn't like a lot of the things he did at Florida State. I really thought the Jameis thing was a fiasco, but he sold out to win a national championship. And by the way, a lot of people do. But don't get carried away here. Now, the season that was so bad when they went 6-6 or whatever it was, they were projected to be number 3 in the country. That's how the season began.
Is that
And
the year they took on Alabama and lost in Atlanta?
Yeah, but hold on. You act like Jimbo ran this program into the ground. He did not. He had those 3 huge years where he went 12-2, 14-0, and 13-1. He went to the playoffs twice. After that, even in 15 and 16, he was 10-3. I mean, this guy's been in some major. I mean, that program. Now, what happened as it was? The question I have, and I want to answer by someone out there. Why did it go off the map? Was it a 1-year deal, and then Jimbo in the transition a lot changed? That's still to be determined. But don't act like Jimbo wasn't a great coach there. He was.
Well, Paul, I get what you're saying, but let's be honest. After Jameis left in 2014, 2015, you just said they went to a major bowl game. They went to the Peach Bowl and got embarrassed by the University of Houston. Okay,
I agree.
Okay. Then the next year, 2016, they did beat Michigan, but you know, and I know Jim Harbaugh is overrated.
Okay.
So let's not act like they beat a major team when they beat Michigan.
But where'd they? Was that in the Orange Bowl?
That was in the Orange Bowl.
Okay, but
and that was Francois.
Yeah, but I mean, it was still. I mean, the program was still on the map. I mean, you're beating Michigan in the Orange Bowl. That's hardly falling off the deep end.
Are we talking about the same Michigan that got thrashed by Florida?
Listen,
so let's not act like Michigan is a powerhouse, Paul.
Well, do not make me defend Michigan. I won't. You know that.
Thank you.
I'm just listen. I am not blindly defending Jimbo Fisher. I'm just simply stating that he is capable of doing a lot. Now, the question I have is what really happened there, and I've yet to hear anybody answer it. Was it Jimbo's? He had personal issues. Was it family problems? Was it the program? Did it catch up to him? I have no idea to this day why that program went completely off the map. But it is it's a fair question to raise, and I think you know me, Laurent. I'm not shilling for Jimbo. What he does in the next 2 or 3 years will define whether he was really a great coach or whether he was just somebody who happened to catch lightning in a bottle.
One last question, Paul, because I'm not an Aggie fan, but it seems like they're drinking a lot of Kool-Aid out there in College Station. Think they're going to go to the Natty or the SEC championship. So on their schedule, they have Georgia, they have Clemson, they have Alabama. Out of those 3, who do you see them beating? And thank you for taking my call.
Thanks. So I don't see them beating any of those 3. I was asked today, of the 3, what's the most likely win? Probably Alabama, but still not happening. I mean, for all the Jimbo fans, and there are many, this is not going to be a great year. 9-3 would be a great season. That's not what Aggie fans are going to be expecting in the future. So I still agree. I am eager for more information about what went down in Florida. Let's continue. Matt is in Kansas. You are next up on the air. Go right ahead, Matt. Hey, Matt. I'll try to get Matt
Kentucky fan, lifelong, and this is the first year I can remember that I'm actually more excited about the football season than the basketball season.
Well, basketball, I mean, listen, losing in the Elite Eight is
not bad.
It's usually at most schools it's the biggest accomplishment in school history.
Sir.
At UK, it seems like a disappointment.
Yes, and just the consistency as far as the roster goes every year. I mean, the freshman excuse it doesn't work anymore, and we're lucky to get sophomores to return. And then we'll lose guys that will end up not even going to the NBA. And it's very frustrating, and especially the offense, the way our offense goes, it's tricky. People don't realize that he's actually more of a defensive coach. but our defense, we seem to get tore up by gunner guards that can just really stroke it and bomb those threes. And like, for example, last year, Tyler Herro, weren't we like 15-0 when he scored more than 50?
I really hate to jump in here, but we're at the end of the hour. Thank you very much for the call. My apologies. One more hour to go.
All right, it's time for some straight talk. You wouldn't pay $100 for seats to a baseball game when you can get the same seats for $50. So why pay more on your wireless when you can get the same 4G LTE networks for up to half the cost? For $45 a month, get our unlimited plan with 25 gigs of high-speed data from Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, only at Walmart.
Savings may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Welcome back to Sports View. Today's topic, who's the greatest of all time? For my money, it's Progressive's Home and Auto Bundle. It literally saves you money. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
Look, it's simple.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Add up all the heroes, take away the zeros, and what you got? One big trophy of me saying, I told you so.
I disagree.
Thanks, fellas. Took the words right out of my mouth.
There's really no debate. Progressive's Home and Auto Bundle is a winning combination. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies, and rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, for a man age 45 non-tobacco user, it's $1 million of coverage at $75 per month, level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for a new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-866-929-1950. That's 1-866-929-1950. You're probably paying more than you should. Call Term Busters at 1-866-929-1950. That's 1-866-929-1950. Remember, 1-866-929-1950. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes for preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
If you have over $10,000 in credit card debt and are behind on your monthly payments, you need to make this free call right now. 800-428-4187. When you call the Stop Debt Hotline, you're taking the first steps for help. Debt specialists are part of a real team who will help you with all of your options. You could stop the collection calls and letters forever by calling the completely confidential toll-free number right now. 800-428-4187. 800-428-4187. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can handle your debt forever. Imagine no more late nights and no more debt. Don't try to face your creditors alone. Call the Stop Debt Hotline right now. 800-428-4187. 800-428-4187. Get free information now by calling the Stop Debt Hotline. 800-428-4187. Non-attorney spokesperson paid for by Debt Resolution Helpline. 102 Northeast 2nd Street, number 183, Boca Raton, Florida, 33432.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
What? What about our plan to win the lottery and start living? You know, travel the world on matching yachts, wear enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacation on the French Riviera, and then buy it.
You know we're never going to win the lottery, right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Florida Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Pensacola Beach isn't just a sun-soaked white sand paradise. It's also the best dance floor in 50 states. Every Tuesday night, the stage near the Beach Ball comes alive with great music you know and love. Bands on the Beach are free shows every Tuesday through October, and they're brought to you by the Santa Rosa Island Authority. Tomorrow, it's Johnny Earthquake and the Moondogs, the South's best-known and in-demand show band, high-energy rock, R&B, swing, funk, soul, zydeco, and everything. You'll love it. Join us for live music every Tuesday night at 7 for Bands on the Beach.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
This is Pensacola's hometown all-sports station and home of the Blue Wahoos, ESPN Pensacola 945. Catch all the Wahoos games home and away all season, plus all the latest Wahoos news from Chad Brilliante on the Sports Drive, 5 till game time weeknights. And hey, if your business would like to partner with us as an advertiser or with a local sports promotion, then give us a call at 850-262-6000 or shoot us an email from the advertise page on ESPNpensacola.com.
ESPN Pensacola 94.5. I'm Jordan Glass with your sports update. For UWF, Argo football just 66 days away. You can start purchasing single-game tickets now online at GoArgos.com. For your Pensacola Blue Wahoos, they are victorious on both Saturday and Sunday. They close out the series against Biloxi with a 5-1 victory at Wahoo Stadium, and they get the series against Mississippi started off in the right track with a 7-5 win on Sunday night. Coming up next, it's Game 2 from Wahoo Stadium right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5. I'm Jordan Glass with your sports update.
Those up on the head to the shoulder at the 40. Derek Brooks 30. Brooks to the 29. He's getting Derek Brooks all the way. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Derek Brooks, the dagger's in. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket, and this time his name is Bubba.
Pitch on the way. Russell drives one in the air. Deep left center. That back near the wall has got a chance. Grand slam. Grand slam, Addison Russell. The new WNBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
And Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. How about that?
Bama scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And these them Louisiana, Pensacola guys, they looking crazy and all that.
Morris, blocked by the tight end call. That opens up the door. Breaking the coverage tackle. To the pylon. Touchdown.
Really nice effort there by Alfred Morris, extending that ball over the goal line.
Near side ball is that big game. Doug Baldwin's got a first down. And Doug Baldwin, 93 yards, now has back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Reggie Evans, and he's going to get an ovation. Guy from Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome into the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Blab TV. I am Chad Brilliante. Glad to be with you here as always as we broadcast. Having some fun with you on this Monday evening. A lot to get to on today's show. We're going to talk some All-Star game in baseball. We'll get to more on Bobby Bonilla Day, everybody's favorite, as you watch a guy sit on his couch or do whatever he wants to do, actually. Could be on a boat right now, yachting somewhere, and getting paid $1.2 million. That's what he does for 25 years. Also, some sad news out of baseball as Tyler Skaggs just pitched a couple days ago. I was watching him over the weekend. Passed away at the age of 27 today. And it doesn't look like there was any foul play, but woke up this morning in his hotel room in Dallas, and they went in there and found him dead. And a sad story right now. The game has been postponed tonight for the Texas Rangers and LA Angels. I know we've got a big Ranger fan right here in JC right down the hallway. He was actually the first to notify me. I was out today on a couple business meetings and got the news, but just really sad. And, you know, for the people that are thinking, well, man, this ruins my plans to watch the game, look, stop. This was a moment where somebody lost their lives. We went through it with Jose Fernandez not too long ago with the Miami Marlins. That, though, even though he was a fun-loving, smiling kind of guy, was speeding, intoxicated, and hit the rocks on a boat. We don't know the details of what happened to Tyler Skaggs. All we're going to say, our thoughts and prayers go to the Angels family, MLB, and obviously Tyler and everybody that he knows. And joining us now, our good friend, you can hear him each and every Saturday right there on Sports Call from 11 to 1, and also on Cat Country
Jordan joins us. Jordan Glass, what's happening, my friend? Sad news today with Tyler Skaggs.
Yeah, it is sad news, and it gets even sadder because this is a guy that, as you mentioned, was pitching just a couple of days ago, just a few months ago, got married. He got married at the beginning of this year, so really sad there, and just kind of like most baseball fans right now, curious to see what happens as far as the cause of death coming out because, like you said, they found him in his hotel room, so you're not really sure what that could have been.
And at this point, it's the last thing you want to do for anybody is speculate until the news comes out. And also, you can search Twitter because usually somebody knows a guy that knows a guy that knows that guy. And we don't want to get into any details until we know it. So we'll let the reports come out. Now, if there is a Big Papi situation to a report, we'll let you know our opinions, whether or not the guy that was put on a hit for him accidentally shot the wrong guy point blank, who was 6'4", 270. That was the story. But when it comes down to Tyler Skaggs, obviously one that is sad, and we'll keep you posted on any more details. NBA free agency, if you missed it yesterday, it was one that sort of hit you like a ton of bricks because a lot of times, you're expecting the big day, the NFL draft, or, people gather around the streets. The NBA free agency period is sort of just thrown on us. And I'm sitting around, I'm watching the Braves and Mets yesterday.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you see about 15 headlines right there at the bottom. Boom, boom, boom. Kevin Durant heading out to Brooklyn. Joining him, Kyrie Irving heading out to Brooklyn, where apparently he says it's a little bit spherical shaped. He said it's not so flat. I was shot. No. But when it comes down to Kyrie Irving and KD, obviously Brooklyn wins down the road at Madison Square Garden. New York loses. They got about 4 of the same position. And, it was one of those because what has happened with the NBA draft in the NBA has become second tier to NBA free agency. Every other league, it's about the draft.
Right.
Because we don't know. We're not like, I wonder where Tom Brady's heading next. I wonder where Aaron Rodgers. Like, if it happens, it happens. But quarterbacks leaving are rare. And when they do, it's not one that's really discussed. NBA, it's all about what kind of guys, Phil Jackson would call them some, but I call them entourage, joining the entourage, and who's going to be the next one to join. Right now, everybody's sort of, probably hanging out tonight, popping a couple bottles in the offseason saying, Kawhi, come on, baby. Why not? Come over here to L.A., whether the Clippers or Lakers or heading back to Toronto to one of the millions of Jurassic Parks that popped up. But here's the thing, Jordan. Yesterday, clearly the winner, the Brooklyn Nets, and Jay-Z, I'm sure, is coming out with the new album here soon.
He's probably, it might be a little delayed. He's probably partying right now because, he's part owner of the Brooklyn Nets. And, my gosh, this team, there's a new beast in the East. And they're in Brooklyn. Toronto better hope Kawhi stays with the team that they're putting together for the Nets.
Yeah, you put together 2 very clutch guys in that. Well, that's the thing people don't understand is LeBron James was the catalyst when Cleveland won. He was the best player. But at the same time, Kyrie Irving was the clutch shooter. I mean, Kyrie Irving made the big shot to win in Game 7 in Steph Curry's face to win that. Kyrie Irving is very clutch when he gets the opportunity, and now you're giving him the best offensive player in all the land. And they're going to put some pieces. They're already going defense. They got DeAndre Jordan. They added. So they know what they're doing. They understand what they're doing. And that's the thing is Brooklyn already has immediately gone from that team fighting for a playoff spot to now all of a sudden the team to beat in the East very quickly overnight. And that's how it's going to go in the NBA is what team can buy. The Knicks clearly have failed in another huge day and a huge opportunity. I don't think Bobby Portis, Julius Randle, and Taj Gibson are getting people running down the street to try to enjoy their day.
I mean, they may be running down the street, but it might be in protest, not in a joyful celebration. Yeah, no. If you're a Knicks fan, look, we said this on Sports Call when we were talking about this. The Knicks are going to pull a New York Knicks. They're going to end up not getting anybody, and that's exactly what we saw. The guys that they cleared space for, they got rid of Porzingis. You say his name.
Porzingis.
Yeah, there you go. They got rid of him.
Porzingis.
They got rid of him to basically make room to bring in a guy like KD. They didn't get anybody.
No.
And now they're just kind of stuck with what they have and have to hope that that's going to be mediocre enough to make them look at least competent.
Well, not only that, too. You're trying to compete against the team down the road. It's supposed to be the little bro.
Yeah.
The redheaded stepchild.
It's supposed to be like, aren't you that team that was in New Jersey?
Yeah, the team that's not even sure. They don't even know where they are. They're curious. They're trying to figure out where they're supposed to be. And then all of a sudden, they win it all. It's the team that wins free agency is not the team on the market. Now, Golden State is set to I guess, retire Kevin Durant's jersey. Are we coming to that in society? Like, look, I understand that he's one of the best, if not the best scorer of all time, but Kevin Durant played 3 seasons at Golden State. 3 seasons. And he won one championship. But, I mean, when you talk about retiring somebody, what they mean to you, look, he missed half the playoffs at the end of the day, too. So, a little bit different of a story. I know that the magnitude of who he is, but to me, they're retiring a jersey is somebody at least 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, they all played 13-plus years with their school. I mean, with their team. 13-plus years with their school. They were very bad students. But 13-plus years with their team. You know, people like Cal Ripken and them, even though they didn't win a championship, what they meant to the organization will always be there. Not so much 3 seasons.
No.
You know, when I think of Kevin Durant, I think of wanting to wear a Seattle Supersonics jersey, then going to Oklahoma City, and then jumping on and being part of what is Golden State. Next, you're going to get Boogie Cousins, retiring up in the rafter. But when it comes down to, he obviously made an impact. He helped them win that championship with his moonstroke and the shots he had. But retiring a guy's jersey after 3 seasons,
it's ridiculous.
It's pretty absurd.
Yeah. It really is. I mean, this is a guy that, look, yes, he helped you win a championship, but it was 3 years, like you said. This is, I don't know. Golden State, I guess they're just trying to say thank you in a nice way, but you know what? A page in the paper probably would have worked well.
Steph Curry was trying to head back out there to New York to try to bring him back. Yeah. Or film Day 2 of Holy Moly. Did you see that, by the way?
I did not.
I watched a little bit. The putt-putt one. Yeah, I don't know what was happening.
I said no at first because it was like the first 30 seconds, and I was like, no.
The show was more reserved for like Cartoon Network at 2 a.m. I mean, you had like this lady a CPA named Cindy from Los Angeles trying to run through a windmill and putt one up the hole. And you're like, that's a little jail talk for me. But when it comes down to, watching these people that I had no clue what was happening in that show. Like, no clue.
Do you remember
what was happening?
It was a show that used to come on Spike. I don't even think Spike's a network now. I think it's like Paramount now, but it used to come on Spike at like 11 o'clock at night. It was called like MXC or something like that. It was a Japanese game show.
Right you are, Ken. I remember that, yeah.
That's what it reminded
Kenny
me of.
Blankenship and,
Yes. It reminded me of that, but with mini golf.
Yes.
That's exactly what it was.
And they'd have that. They would dub their name out like, I just made a ham sandwich, and then they like run up a mountain. Yeah, that was classic. That whole show. And it was a mockery, too, because that was a real show that they just dubbed and got the rights to. And, that was hilarious, though. They had the guys like the Red Curse and those guys that would attack them in those suits. I like that.
I still, to this day, want to run on some of those obstacles.
The best one was the one where they had to pick the 3 doors. And if they missed the door, remember they ran through and that big like goblin would just attack them? Like they had 3 doors and they would run right through it. And if one of them, it actually wouldn't open, so they just run full speed into and hurt themselves. And then the other one, it would be like some goblin-looking thing grabbing them and like bear hugging them and then throwing them into the dirt. They definitely either signed waivers or that country did not care about human life because there was things that happened that were hilarious.
My favorite was the hill that they had to run up that had the different walls on the side, and you had to like run up the wall or run up the hill while the giant boulders were coming down and then dodge behind the wall, and they would never make it behind the wall because the boulders would find a way to go past the wall and still hit them and knock them over. So that was
people
memories.
In the 1980s just wish in Colorado that they could have DVR for that show. You know what I'm saying? Getting up. What are you doing today? Just getting off work and hanging out, watching a little MXC right here. That show, that Holy Moly show, though, is out of control. And, it'll last a few episodes. They put a bunch of money. Steph Curry was on that show, though. Maybe he was filming day number 2 with Jim McElwain, who had some time and is getting paid $1.1 million today after the Gators parted ways and part of his $7.5 million buyout. Actually, now 4.8 of that went towards a PETA lawsuit with a tiger head, or a hammerhead and a tiger shark. But that's I cannot confirm or deny that right now. There are reports it was a Mako. The Mako family is very disturbed about this, a black tip. But overall, it's one of these kind of things where Jim McElwain, part of his $7.5 million buyout, will get another $1 million today. They got $1.5 million left. See, like that's one Major League, the movie. The movie Major League, where they take like an item of clothing off every time, for the girl. They're like, yeah, everybody in the dugouts all cheering. Like, I feel like every time $1 million comes off the board, it's like a whole entire group of people just cheering it up right there. You know what I'm saying?
It's that much closer. It's $1 million closer to just him never existing.
Being there.
Yep.
Right there. Sort of just saying no more at that point. It's like a death threat. It's gone, right? Looking at the situation right now with Boston and New York, I watched that series in London. Good football matches right there.
Absolutely.
17 to 13. Jeez. And 12 to 8.
We were sitting in here Saturday. Gosh. Yankees took a 6-0 lead, and we're like, well, Yankees might run away with this one. And then all of a sudden, the Red Sox come back, put together a big bottom of the first inning. The ball was flying out of Wembley Stadium.
It was. I mean, some places, whether they admit it or not, the stadium is set up for it to be launched. And also, who's to say, look, what's going to get the attention? 1-0 shutouts or 17 to 13. 17-13 becomes big news. Nobody's saying we're not coming to work today being like, man, did you see Max Scherzer's 2-1 victory against Jordan Zimmerman this week? Like, I saw that. But when it comes down to 17 to 13, it's huge news. 50 runs in a 2-game series. Chicks dig the long ball. And I'm telling you, it was one of those that you could tell that ball was flying a little bit further. I mean, there was a couple opposite field dingers that at Blue Wahoo Stadium would not have been a souvenir for me and my daughter out at Hill Kelly Hill. Just saying, it would not. So this, you look back and you say, I think there was a little extra juice in the tank, and they're not going to admit it. But you know what? I don't fault Major League Baseball for it, but at least they can openly admit it, which clearly, Jordan, they will.
Sure.
Like Jim McElwain will say it was him on that show. Looking at some of the winners and losers of NBA free agency, Brooklyn, that's all. I mean, as far as I go, Golden State getting D'Angelo Russell is going to be a literal 3-point competition out there. They should start a timer and just throw 3 basketballs on the court for him, Clay, and Steph. I mean, that's all it is. If I'm the next signing, I do not understand why they do not pay a guy, find him. Like right now, they should be searching through the trees and through the villages of places like Nigeria, through places like Senegal, because there is somebody out there. You saw the Air Up There movie, right?
Yeah.
Did you see? Okay. With Kevin Bacon. There is somebody out there right now who is like 8'4". Look at our centers. The last, and this is not being, if people are like, well, that's very rude. No, the last 3 guys in the NBA that have played over 7'4" have been from Senegal. So you get a guy out there, and then there was George Amirson. But when it comes down to getting a guy, you could find somebody out there that can get a big name, somebody huge out there to go ahead and find a way, because that's all they're going to do is shoot threes. So get the 7'8" guy and just stick him under the hoop. Because at this point, you might as well have the guy rebound and kick it back out, because that's going to be your offense if you add D'Angelo Russell for the next 5-6 years, which is fine. I mean, but no actual movement or any time. There's no reason for you in practice. Your practice should be over there when you're playing at the park.
I got it. Sign Shaq. All he's got to do is just stand there, grab the ball.
Can't even get up off the set right now. I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, he wouldn't have to get up, just stands there. Or just get him a chair, He can roll it around so he doesn't have a lane violation,
The only thing he's breaking is, he used to break backboards. Now it's
Krispy Kreme.
The extra wheel when he's trying to get up out of the set on TNT. So I don't know, but not a bad play right there. Overall, though, it was a busy week. Brooklyn wins right there for the NBA free agency. We're going to talk some more on that coming up here. 53 days until the start of college football season, and we'll break down some of the big stories going on right now as we gear up for camp. Brent Barrett will join us from Lindy Sports. Looking forward to that. And the Pensacola Blue Wahoos tonight at 6:35. We'll send it out to Chris Garagiola as the Blue Wahoos will be in action against the Mississippi Braves. Save your tomahawk chopping. We understand Braves fans are out there. Look, Freddie Freeman, 33 ribbies this month, had another great,
He's not going to be on that field.
He's not going to be on that field. Come on. You can root for the guys inside, but don't be that guy about their tomahawk. Just wahoo it up. You might not care at all if these guys go on to be great Minnesota Twins. But root for a hometown, because if you're that guy...
That is annoying. I went to the game Saturday night, and there was a lot of Biloxi fans around us. And Biloxi, the rare time they did something good in that game Saturday night, because that was a bad game for them.
Yeah, it was.
they would cheer, and I was like, okay, this is our stadium. Sit down and shut up.
Yeah, you're not used to that.
Sit down, shut up.
Double-A stadium when you get somebody real loud, obnoxious for it. Like in a Major League stadium, you're going to get some of that.
Yeah.
Unless it's a really awful team. Like if you're in a place like, if you go to a New Orleans Saints game, and there's just a lot of real rowdy like Buffalo Bill fans, which there are, but I mean, you're just like, all right, can't it? But that's a professional team.
Yeah.
If you get a school out there where, you go to UW football game, and Florida Tech or one of these schools like Ave Maria's down there, and they're just being extremely loud after a touchdown. You're like, okay, Dad of the quarterback, can we zip it? But or President.
You should have said West Georgia with that one.
President Ave Maria. Yeah, no, it's you've been seeing some Hail Marys after I get done with you. When we come back, we're going to talk a little more on 53 days left until college football begins, or in a better way, just a month away, right? Date-wise, I'm Ron Burgundy. We're coming back for more right here in the Sports Drive.
Paul Feinbaum here for the Southeast leader for cranes and equipment rental, Craneworks. The Craneworks team in Nashville, Birmingham, and Mobile is ready to make your next construction or maintenance project a big success. Give Craneworks a call for your next lift, machinery moving, or rigging project. And don't forget, RentalWorks has a full line of rental equipment for jobs both big and small, and now offering qualified operators for all equipment, including aerial and earth-moving equipment. Call Craneworks at 877-282-LIFT or visit them on the web at craneworks.com.
For the thousands of wounded warriors returning from battle, Wounded Warrior Project has developed the Warriors to Work program, a unique program that helps wounded warriors translate their military experience to the civilian workplace. The Warriors to Work program also works with companies to find the right job for the right warrior. Contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
Business owners of Escambia and Santa Rosa counties, listen to this important message.
This is Jeffrey, the marketing consultant for ESPN, News Radio 92.3, and Talk Radio WEBY. I've helped hundreds and hundreds of people just like you increase their business traffic and drive revenue into their doors. My service works. I design creative, attention-getting commercials that get results. It works for them and will work for you. I know what you're thinking. No one listens to commercials, right? Well, you just did. Call me, Jeffrey, 262-6000.
Sports is live and local every Saturday from 11 to 1.
This Toronto Raptor team deserved this championship because they played their butts off in the series.
Sports Call with Jordan Glass and Davis Allen on your radio, on Facebook, and YouTube.
Hey, maybe you played for losing teams growing up. You just maybe don't understand what it's like to be a champion like this. But guess what? Whenever you are the best team in the world, you're going to let everyone know you're the best team in the world.
At ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
What does building a better bank look like? It starts with building Capital One cafes, warm, inviting places that feel nothing like a typical bank, where you can open an account with no fees or minimums in 5 minutes, and you'll always find people ready to help you, not sell you. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
For consumers only. Offered by Capital One and a member FDIC. Cafes available in select locations. Copyright 2018 Capital One.
Now there's more fun for everyone at IP. The beautiful Bayview Cafe is here, open 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can dine anytime and meet up with friends for wine tasting at 850 Wine and Spirits. Plus, if you love sports, IP Sportsbook is where the action is, and now taking wagers. Better up.
IP Casino Resort and Spa. It's fun for everyone.
And welcome back, Sports Drive with you right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Blab TV. Surviving here. Going to cut back a little here on our palatial sauna right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, And a couple right there.
A long sleeve shirt in here
today.
Thing
is, this Canadian tuxedo is crushing me today. This is cutting me back a few pounds here. But those stars you see once in a while when you're like a little dizzy. I've been just sort of circulating over my head for a little while. So if you just push me out of the room, if it's in the middle before a break, just kick me out slightly out of the camera way right here so you can finish the story. All right, just want to make that clear for everybody. I think I can make it through. We're gonna try here, at least through Brent Baird here till 5:30. And then the show is yours. Okay. Looking at the rest, 53 days. You just count down the watch here if I can make it through. No reason to be worried, everybody. Looking right now at moments that change the course of history in sports. The United States women's soccer team, they're not going to change the course of history, but Megan Rapinoe and the girls will be in action. Ladies will be in action tomorrow as they'll take on England. Looking forward to that, as that game will be right at 2 o'clock. And a big win for the Swedish because they were able to win. Sweden goes out and beats Germany, which eliminates one of the powers.
Oh.
So now we have to go. Yeah, that's I'm sure what they're saying right there. Pretty exciting to see how good they're doing. That was a good win and a convincing win when they took on France the other day.
Yeah, it was. And I think if you look at Team USA, I think France was right up there with them as far as being one of the favorites. And I think when you kind of look at the way Team USA played in that game, they came out of that game. Look, they went into that game as odds-on favorite. I think a lot of people looked at them and said, well, Team USA's got a great opportunity. Came out of that game against France, people said, oh, this is Team USA's game this is Team USA's World Cup to lose. If they don't win it, it's because of something they did. So, I think Team USA put on a great show, and they kind of showed that they were going to be in control. If the 13-0 win to start it off didn't impress you, the way that they've gone through the rest of the field should have.
All right, let's get to a competitive grudge match on moments that change the course of history, mano y mano. All right, Jordan, the Mitchell Report, 2007. Nothing like going after a bunch of guys that thought they were sitting on the couch, making the money, a little bit bigger, going to the other bar, maybe got a couple XL T-shirts after ripping them like the Incredible Hulk. But the McGuire, the Bonds, the Sosas, the Clements of the world, forever, their records were tainted, forever shattered after 7 MVPs. Think about that. Barry Bonds, regardless if you think his head's the size of a float, he 7 MVPs compared to second place, which was 3. 22 years he played in baseball. We just talk about it. The Golden State Warriors are talking about retiring Kevin Durant's jersey, number 35, after 3 seasons. 3 blanking years. Barry Bonds played 22 seasons, won 7 MVPs, and dominated the scene, but was looked at as pretty much, if you bring up his name, a cheat. Played for over 2 decades, and everybody is immediate. It's just, he's a cheat, he's a fraud. They don't give him any type of credit. And it's because, he put on some weight. But so did other guys. So did Marcus Giles for the Braves, or so did guys that nobody really ever paid attention to. The Brady Andersons of the world.
Forget about Marcus
That's
Giles.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He popped up on the scene, he made his money, and then he got out. But I'm telling you, it's something where that era changed the course of how we look at baseball. 2007, a guy comes in from the government in a suit and tie, fat cat area, had people walking next to him with briefcases, and they go in there and they this report, this list that should have been, I'm sure, was written on a feather pen. One of those feather pens out there. I feel like it was like an independent declaration. As we got the 4th of July coming up here, everybody's sitting around the room wearing wigs and just writing with feather pens, because the second that this declaration came out on the Mitchell Report, everybody on that list became pretty much a fraud, a cheat, no matter what they did, no matter all those years of them being the best at their school, the best at their team, the best growing up around the Little League ballparks. Their names were taken off signs, off streets, off of everything. And even the ones that didn't actually get their accolades taken away, there was little asterisks next to their name forever. And then you got guys like Giancarlo Stanton, when he got to 61, or he was going for 61, he was like, I'm about to break the real record, the real MLB record. Like, the kids growing up today are like, don't even act like the 73 that Barry Bonds at Cooperstown has the ball even exists. And whether or not you hate him, like I said, there's a ball that says he has the home run record. And here in the South, look, Hank Aaron, Mobile Zone, Atlanta Brave, we love him. But Major League Baseball hasn't taken those records away. And it's the Mitchell Report was one that's huge. Verse. Sam Bowie, drafted over Michael Jordan. On a day of crazy NBA free agency, Sam Bowie, drafted over Michael Jordan, And the rest is, as we know, history. Not much for Sam Bowie, besides looking like Mr. Clean.
You know what? I think
I hyped up Mitchell Report a lot more on that one. Like if it was like girl Miss Colombia versus like Miss Brazil there, I feel like if Miss Brazil was second there, she was like, well, that was crap. I mean, this guy just did a 45-minute read on Miss Colombia, but yeah, please.
I'm gonna go
Miss
with the
Brazil.
Mitchell
Just
Report.
all you had to do is go Miss Brazil.
I'm gonna go with the Mitchell Report. Yeah,
Rio.
I
Right
think
there.
that changed the game of baseball.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mitchell Report as well. I think that hype it got up there for the right reasons. All right, moving on here. Moments that changed the course of history in sports. Nick Saban heading to Tuscaloosa. Roll Tide. Thank you, Dante Culpepper, and having to have knee surgery. After that year, it looked like Drew Brees was going to step in. He was going to be the next quarterback. Nick Saban wanted him. Nick Saban's a pretty smart dude. Wanted to get Drew Brees after Phillip Rivers was drafted by the, at that time, San Diegoans, San Diego Padres. Right? Chargers. Oh. And then he could have been. But he played good baseball back in the day. He has like 37 kids. I think one of them lives in San Diego. But Phillip Rivers was drafted by the Chargers. The next thing you know, Drew Brees is supposed to go to Miami. The team physician doesn't pass his physical. Nick Saban gets pretty ticked. The next thing you know, he's on a plane in 2006 headed for Tuscaloosa. Drew Brees heads to New Orleans, and the rest is history. So this isn't just Nick Saban. This is like one of those choose-your-own-adventure books of the things that happened in this one. And that one, so I'm going to put this up against someone with a little cojones on that because it doesn't, I mean, that one's pretty huge. Drew Bledsoe gets hurt, enters Tom Brady, 6th-round Golden Goose, right there.
You know what?
Oh.
With the way that Bill Belichick is as a coach and the way that he is with talent, I think we still would have saw Tom Brady eventually. It probably would have been a couple of years down the line, but we still would have saw Tom Brady. So that really would have just shortened the dynasty that they've had there in New England. But I think because of that, I think I'm going to go with Nick Saban on this one because Nick Saban completely changed Alabama football, and that changed the landscape of college football. And this was a really big thing. And as a Dolphins fan, I look back on this, and I wonder if Drew Brees would have became a Miami Dolphin, would Nick Saban still be there, and would Drew Brees still be there, and would we have more than the one championship that we have? So,
do you really think though that this? I know in your mind you're thinking in there, Mike DeBose would have done the same thing. Mike DeBose would have.
If he would have just been given a couple more years, he could.
If Mike Price would have just given a few less hours,
Dennis Franchione could have turned it around like that. Just one more year.
If that establishment would have closed a few hours earlier for Mike Price.
Look, we tried to tell him where the ATM.
He's still getting his paycheck in once. You know how Jim McElwain, but he still asked for kindly, sir, we wrote you a check. This is a fat check to get out.
Right,
sir. Can I get him with a rubber band and a couple extra ones, please?
Oh, why? Don't ask.
Please, sir. How dare you? How dare you?
Going to the coast this weekend.
I've got recruiting.
Yeah.
I've got a recruiting trip to take in right there. Guys moving way up the polls on my list. But where are you going? Oh, I meant girls are where? What? Never mind. I'm ruining everything. No, looking at the Curse of Bambino. Okay, in our top tier matchup though, if you had to put them into the, I got the top 3 right here for you.
Yeah.
Curse of Bambino, 1918. They trade Babe Ruth for a bunch of pretty much nonsense, and he goes on at that point. 26 titles. The Yankees win 26 titles during the span. 86-year drought that the Red Sox win none. Now it's not all on the Babe, but he goes out there, 12-time home run champion, traded for what at that time was because ownership didn't like the way that he was taking care of himself, smoking cigars and hanging out, drinking whiskey and doing the things, which half the team probably did. But they didn't like his attitude about being the Sultan of SWAT, being the guy, so they let him go. And the rest is history. I would put that in the same boat as probably the Nick Saban. I'd say those two are the top 2. You got Tom Brady, you got the Mitchell Report, but I would put those as changing the course of sports history. Those have to be there as well.
Absolutely, and I think it's a little bit
getting
funny.
shot at a Dominican bar.
Yeah.
Things changing.
I missed. No, you didn't, buddy. No,
of course.
You didn't. But I do think it's a little ironic that a team that a few years down the road had a story about them having beer and fried chicken in the clubhouse was a team that got rid of Babe Ruth because of the way he took care of himself as far as having cigars and whiskey and stuff like that. So
yeah, well, you know what?
Comes full circle.
Shouldn't have been breaking into the owner's stash. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to talk some college football with Brent Barrett of Lindy Sports. The magazines are out and 53 days left until the college football season. Some shocking odds that you're not going to want to miss, and a day that Jim McElwain makes a well-deserved $1 million from the University of Florida. And Discovery Channel, on a side note, we'll be having Shark Week in a couple weeks. We'll come back from right here on the Sports Break.
Okay, hi, what are we doing today?
I need something that screams something fun. Nothing too on the face, nothing too off the face, but also totally hot.
So I have the perfect thing. It's the most food mullet. You're totally business in the front, but tailgate in the back. It's a fat party. People are having fun. You know, snap. All your friends are going to be like, whoa, awesome setup. Everyone else is going to be all jelly, okay?
Just like a killer mullet, Moe's Catering will turn the back of your ride into a tailgate party that's sure to turn some heads. Just order ahead and pick it up on your way.
Moe's Southwest Grill, now open in Pace on Highway 90 next to Publix grocery store.
Experienced truck drivers. Schneider has the driving careers you've been looking for. Schneider's dedicated driving jobs mean consistent miles and predictable home time. Choose from over 50 unique dedicated accounts. Career growth opportunities mean you can transfer to any type of position. There are 38 types of driving jobs at Schneider and training and office jobs. Plus, our consistent paychecks and comprehensive benefits equal peace of mind for both you and your family. Find out more at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
ESPN Pensacola has you covered from the national and local levels. From Golick and Wingo to the Sports Drive, the Paul Feinbaum Show to talk football with Coach K, we have it all. It's the latest and best in sports talk radio, making us Pensacola's hometown sports network. ESPN Pensacola 94.5, also on HD Radio at HD2 98.7 WYCT, and streaming online at our website at ESPNpensacola.com.
Let's talk about Chad. Last year, he was working 2 jobs, trying to make ends meet, barely staying above water. In February, Chad started his information technology career, making more money, doing something he loves. Don't love what you do? Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. Classes meet on campus or live online 2 or 3 times a week. It's not rocket science. It's My Computer Career. mycomputercareer.edu.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
Oh, it looks like your appendix is about to burst. We're going to have to go in and take it out.
Is there going to be pain, doctor?
Oh, yeah. A lot. Just think about puppies or whatever. Scalpel.
Surgery, no-brainer. Anesthesia. Barbasol's no-brainer. Finally making razors to go along with America's favorite shaving cream. Try Barbasol's Ultra 6 Plus razor with 6 ultra-thin blades for a close, comfortable shave.
Barbasol.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Blab TV. Chad Brillante with you here alongside Jordan Glass. 850-972-1945 is the number. Coming up here at 6:30 tonight, we're going to talk some Pensacola Blue Wahoos baseball as they'll be taking on the Mississippi Braves in action right there and looking to tomahawk chop their way to a victory over Mississippi. Joining us now to talk some college football as he does each and every week, our good friend from 1010 XL Radio in Jacksonville, the Gator Bait Magazine, Florida Gator Podcast Show, First Coast News, and College Sports Notebook, our good friend Brent Barrett. Brent, I hope you had a good weekend. How's everything going?
SEC Media Day, so quite excited about that, to say the least. We have turned the calendar over to July, which means that the college football season begins in the month. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty exciting right now. What is one of the games that you are the most intrigued? I mean, we get a lot of talk right now with Miami and Florida. Personally, I think that the Miami Hurricanes are it's going to take a few years to get to to where they gave us a little bit of a flash when they're going through the turnover chain and everything right there. But then the sort of the true colors came out in their last 3 or 4 weeks. I think Florida's a better football team, but to me, there's a couple games ahead of that. I'm very intrigued this year. The intriguing one to me is got to be that one with Oregon and Auburn, just because Auburn is a team with their defensive line that could be one of the best in the country, and who their quarterback's going to be right out of the gate, versus an Oregon team that Justin Herbert wasn't coming back there to just be mediocre as a team that's in the top 10. I'm very much looking forward to that Oregon and Auburn game to start the season.
Yeah, that's huge for both of those teams, frankly, and Justin Herbert against the Auburn defensive line will be very interesting, as the Ducks have a very good offensive line themselves. I think your two keys for that game are Justin Herbert versus the Auburn defense. Herbert's the better quarterbacks. Now, and then again, is it Bo Nix or Joey Gatewood? Did they play both? But that will be a very pivotal game for Auburn, in that if they lose that game with their brutal schedule, it could really be tough for them. I could see another 4 or 5 loss season, which is what Gus Malzahn has had the last few years, averaging 5 losses a year. Or for Oregon, Chad, frankly, is that's their holy grail game. This is one of the chances that league has to beat one of the better Power 5 conference teams in Auburn. So I would say that game, along with Georgia, Notre Dame, and also another pivotal game in Texas and LSU, are your 3 headliners early on.
Brent, Jim McElwain gets another $1 million today as part of that $7.5 million buyout. They only have $1.5 left on it right there for Jim. But when it comes down to McElwain and also Will Muschamp, 2 guys that really were never going to fill the shoes of Urban Meyer on the field, and they took over. They had some good years, but they also had their bad years. Where will the people in Gainesville, because I live with a lot of Florida Gators, and sometimes, whether they're doing well or they're not, you're going to hear like it's, a national championship type year. But at the same time, Brent, where do you put covering the Gators, being around the team, working with them? Is Will McElwain and we combine them into one. Will Muschamp and Jim McElwain, is there any bright light for what they accomplish at the school, or is it mostly negative?
Well, I think what people can appreciate with Will is that they saw enough of Will then to think that he's going to be a pretty good football coach. Now, is he going to be Urban Meyer or Nick Saban or Dabo Swinney? No. But Will is kind of proven that he is going to be a coach that on a consistent basis is able to win probably anywhere from 7 to 9 games. And if he does that in Columbia, they'll put a statue of him out of the caboose at some point. Now, McElwain, and look, I know the East was down then, but I don't think that you certainly cannot help but give him some credit for winning 2 divisional titles and make it to the SEC championship game. There's a lot of things you can't control, but what he did in getting them there, I think, was significant. Mac is probably much better in a situation where he was before Florida and Colorado State. He was just simply in over his head at Florida. I still think that he's a pretty good football coach, probably on that level that we just said that Muschamp is, averaging anywhere from 7 to 9 wins a year.
Looking right now at what's going on with college football and the finding out who's going to be that next underdog story, is there one out of the SEC? Last year, I would say, if you had to go with it, the way that really, I guess you could say Texas A&M, even though their record didn't show it, the way that Jimbo Fisher competed. They almost beat Clemson. They did beat LSU in that 7-overtime game. They just looked like a team that quickly turned into a competitive football team with everybody in the country when it wasn't that way. And obviously teams like Arkansas struggled. Is there a team this year that you see making that jump out of the SEC?
You could see possibly Tennessee doing that, but I still think they're 2 years away from being competitive. Jared Garantano is a pretty good quarterback for them. Their offensive line's not very good. Trey Smith on the offensive line, if he can play, I think that's going to be huge for them. But if they can make a bowl game this year, I think that's going to be important for them. And that's one in the East and one in the West. I think maybe Ole Miss. I'm watching the Ole Miss spring game and seeing what they did with Matt Corral, who was committed to Florida. He was pretty impressive. They've got still a lot of talent on offense. Rich Rod as the OC is going to be fascinating, isn't he, Chad? To see where that goes. So I think those two teams could be capable of making a little bit of noise.
One guy we don't know too much about is new quarterback Tommy Stevens over there. He attended the Manning Passing Academy over the weekend, and Senior Bowl Executive Director Jim Nagy, who we've had on the show and was a scout with the New England Patriots and Seattle Seahawks, just a very brilliant man. He went out there and said that this guy has all the tools to be something special. Now, what are your thoughts? He's 6'5". He played with Joe Moorhead over at Penn State. He didn't get a chance to play with McSorley there. But is Tommy Stevens the kind of guy that you could be reading out, after, at this point, he'll be the starter in Starkville over Thompson? Do you think that he's somebody that could go in immediately with the offensive mind of Moorhead and make an impact where a lot of people around the country aren't talking about?
I think it's going to be a while. I still think Thompson may win that job. But they have the reality for him is, Chad. The question to me is, what do they do with Thompson as much as anything else? He's a great athlete. Do you put him in another skill position and try that with Stevens in? I mean, Stevens, what we hear is a very good quarterback. And could make a difference for them because of his experience. But I think that's going to be a situation where if he beats Thompson out, he's got a shot at doing some good things this year.
Speaking with Brent Baird at College Sports Notebook. You can follow him on Twitter at Brent Baird, BEAIRD. Now, Brent, looking right now at the Florida State Seminoles going into the season, what is the biggest change that you're hearing or the impact that Willie Taggart can make? Obviously, the offensive line, as our president would say, they got to build that wall. That it can't get much worse than what we saw from last season, ranking dead last in almost every statistical category. But what is one thing that is a positive sign from the offseason from Willie Taggart and Florida State?
Well, I think you would probably say... And obviously I'm searching for one here.
Yes.
But
it might be like page 19, page 20.
Yeah, probably Bryles coming over as the offensive coordinator, or Bryles' son, Kendall, I hear could do a very good job for them if the offensive line is anywhere near being improved. And that's really up for debate. But I mean, Cam Akers comes back, DJ Matthews, wide receiver. I still think defensively that they could be pretty good. But I think what we've got now and what we're hearing is because of the financial situation they've got at FSU, I think even if they go, heaven forbid, through another 5 and 7-ish type thing, that he'll be back because it's only football, but they've got some issues financially in some of the other areas with the athletic department, and frankly, it would be very hard to buy him out, his assistants, and then go hire someone else and pay him and his assistants. So I think you've got a situation now, and frankly, in fairness, he probably deserves at least to work through Jimbo Fisher's mess that Fisher left and be there another year. So I would say the OC and Bryles will be the bright spot that we've heard over the offseason.
Brent, as you talked about, SEC Media Days just a couple weeks away in Hoover, right there in Birmingham. When you talk about the opportunities as they do return there, talk about what you think is going to be one of the biggest stories when they talk about every year there's a big story, from the speed of play to 9-game in-game schedule to stipends for athletes. What will be the big story of this offseason when Media Days return to Hoover in 2 weeks?
I'll give you a few of them. I think that the transfer portal will be one of the things on everybody's mind, and did the tweaks help? There will still be a lot of playoff talk as far as expansion is concerned, and how quickly that will happen. You'll hear, will anybody challenge Alabama and Georgia in their respective divisions? And my answer is probably no. And the fourth thing would be, where will the Media Days go after this year? There's talk of it leaving Birmingham and going to Dallas or somewhere like that. I frankly think that would be a real mistake, in that they ought to leave it in Birmingham, which is essentially a located place for the media, instead of taking it to these different cities and basically making it their show pony, the way the NFL has done with the draft.
Well, one of those clear elevators right there for the Hyatt Regency, they really should make into a transfer portal and just make sure all the coaches have to get beamed up. I think that would be a lot of fun, and making sure that that's where they have to go. They actually have to walk them to the top of the roof and then take them down and put some fireworks and displays around them as they enter each one and say, all right, entering the next portal, and have some fun with the announcements on that. I think that would work.
Somebody will come, somebody who's there that's bored after about day 3 will come up with something amusing like that before it's over.
Yes, besides all the hooligans with "We love you" and "Please sign right here" with the lady with a couple buttons down for Nick Saban. You know what I'm saying? Just we'll have plenty of those Roll Tides out there. Well, hey Brent, yes. Appreciate the time as always, and we'll look forward to doing this again next week. Hope you have a happy 4th with your family.
You too, pal. Take care.
Appreciate it right there. I'm surprised, with fireworks. So big in the South. We got some good firework displays. Can't go with the emblems. Now, that takes some technique and some love in it. But you know what? I mean, I'm just saying, Jordan. I'm thinking, we put in the sign of the different types of mascots going on right there.
I don't know if we could do that with fireworks, but the Peach Bowl, when Davis and I were there covering the Florida-Michigan game for the Peach Bowl, they had that with foam. They were having the team logos with foam, and it was a special machine that would create the foam. They would cut it out of the little form, and it would float into the air as in the shape of the team's logo. And it was pretty cool. So we could do that.
Honorary Jason Pierre-Paul firework display. Ah! Sir. All right. On that note, let's go ahead and talk a little more on the Blue Wahoos when we return. We're going to get to more on a big event coming up here. You're not going to want to miss it, as Elrico Tunstall will join us here, the Manager of the Year. It's going to be an exciting event coming up here, and he'll join us in studio when we return right here in the Sports Drive.
Our Pensacola Wahoos are back for another season, and with the new season comes some fresh and new changes. Our Wahoos are now the new AA affiliate of the Minnesota Twins, and they have a new broadcast home here in Pensacola, right here at your hometown station for hometown sports, ESPN Pensacola 945. Catch all the Wahoos action from home and away with Chris Garagiola. Wahoos baseball presented by Denny's on the new official flagship station for the Blue Wahoos, ESPN Pensacola 945 and ESPNpensacola.com.
Imagining a better bank starts with looking at the savings rates most banks offer and saying, really? Capital One is building something better. You can open a Capital One savings account with one of the nation's best savings rates from anywhere. Like here, or here, or here. One of the nation's best savings rates. Opened online, at a Capital One location, or from anywhere. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
For consumers only. Offered by Capital One N.A. member FDIC. Copyright 2018 Capital One.
Grilled burgers, watermelon, fireworks, a few of our favorite things for 4th of July. How about adding a Harley-Davidson? This week, Harley-Davidson of Pensacola is having its red, white, and blue tag sale event. Explosive deals on pre-owned inventory. There'll be grilling burgers and dogs on Saturday with Harley's Angels serving free drinks. No more excuses this summer with the Harley-Davidson of Pensacola push it, pull it, and drag it event. If it's got a VIN, Harley-Davidson of Pensacola will take it. Harley-Davidson of Pensacola. Let's ride.
Paul Feinbaum here for the Southeast leader for cranes and equipment rental, Craneworks. The Craneworks team in Nashville, Birmingham, and Mobile is ready to make your next construction or maintenance project a big success. Give Craneworks a call for your next lift, machinery moving, or rigging project. And don't forget, RentalWorks has a full line of rental equipment for jobs both big and small, and now offering qualified operators for all equipment, including aerial and earth-moving equipment. Call Craneworks at 877-282-LIFT or visit them on the web at craneworks.com.
Man, last night we put on an epic light show.
So epic.
The crowd loved us.
Wait, there were only 4 people out there.
Yeah, but did you see their 4 faces? Their eyes lit up brighter than ours, and we're fireflies.
Yeah, we are.
And we're gonna be out here rocking out our light show at a forest near you, so come check us out.
Check us out.
Whether you're rocking their world or they're rocking yours, some memories never fade. Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
New Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline is engineered with 4 levels of defense against gunk, wear, corrosion, and friction. It's sort of like having ninjas protect your engine. That helps keep your engine running like new. New Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. It's fuel for thought in engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here. ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Blab TV. Just got to make sure the choking hazards right there. These are like the cords going to. What's that game right there where you cross all the lines right there and you have to go over the pixie stick ones or the? I'm way off now. I had somebody sort of on track and then I've lost everybody on this. That's what I do here on the show. But as we get them all set up right here, if we get these tight enough right here, we can do like a Nick Walinda tightrope walk going on right now. Okay, let's do that.
There we go.
We're gonna get release the mini mice.
There we go.
But we've got a great crew here, some good friends, and if you want to talk about doing an event right, these guys, I've been to a few, and they do it right. It is awesome. As Jay Sabb, what's up, man? Good to see you, man. This guy is awesome. He is the man right here. And as well, Elrico Tunstall joining us as the manager of the year.
That's right.
And he is the guy. if you're in town and you're looking to get your son or daughter, or just you, maybe you've had that that skill to be the next big thing. These are the people that can get it done, and glad to work with them within a great organization. And they got a huge family movie night coming up here that you're not going to want to miss.
Yes, you do not want to miss it. It is so good to be back here on
ESPN,
no
man, look at this.
94.5.
Little more comfy in here. You know what I'm saying? Man. We're in the radio. We went from the TV studio, and they built us one down here in the radio studio. But the organization of it right here, you got a little more room to walk there. But we got now we're all tight fit, just like on movie night. It feels like movie night right here. So I'm liking it. Right. And who's the coolest dude in here right here? I saw his workout video right there with Rocky. That was pretty good. Oh,
Malachi
man.
Johnson. That's right.
So far, I've seen one more workout video of you than I've ever actually done. So there we go. You're one up on me right there. So there you go, Malachi. But Elrico, man, it's going to be a blast, and it's coming up here. It's on July 5th.
Yes.
So the 4th of July, you get the fireworks, then you get the real fireworks. Coming up there on the 5th.
Yes. We got it big, man, going down over on DeVillers and Belmont Street.
And I heard it's going down for real.
Yes, it's going down for real. I mean, you do not want to miss it. Yeah, so it's going to be big, man. We got a lot of surprises coming through. We just announced the Black Panther will be in the building.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Black Panther will be there. We got performances. We got actual the host is Chauncey McElroy and Sky's the Limit. They will be hosting, but we got Really, really great performers. And I have one right here next to me that's going to be performing that night. Our headliner, Mr. AKA Stack Life, Mad Stack, Jay Sapp.
What's happening? What's happening, world?
What's happening, man? It's good to see you again, and I'm sure the life has been taking you to many places and enjoying it.
If it's not manager of the year and everything, oh my bad.
No. I just want to
There we go.
Like, well, get your hands away from me, bro.
If it's
don't
not,
know you that well. Like,
no, Chad, you're great people, man. No, if it's not manager of the year, man, it's it's family, it's just family oriented stuff that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was fortunate enough to have my daughter graduate.
Awesome.
Shout out Milton Panthers, so she'll be PSC next year.
Nice.
Thing. She was part of the scholarship.
Well, guys, that means that is like my Oscar music cue music. So
Nice.
what we're gonna do is they're pulling the cart out here. We're gonna return. We have plenty of more time, but we do have to take our break as ESPN will get all over me on that. So we're coming back for more right here in the Sports Drive.
This is Pensacola's hometown all-sports station and home of the Blue Wahoos, ESPN Pensacola 945. Catch all the Wahoos games home and away all season, plus all the latest Wahoos news from Chad Brillante on the Sports Drive, 5 till game time weeknights. And hey, if your business would like to partner with us as an advertiser or with a local sports promotion, then give us a call at 850-262-6000 or shoot us an email from the advertise page on ESPNpensacola.com.
Looking Gannon, those up the middle. At the 40, Derek Brooks 30, Brooks to the 25, 20. Derek Brooks all the way. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Derek Brooks, the dagger's in. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket, and this time his name is Bubba.
Pitch on the way. Russell drives one in the air. Deep left center. That's back near the wall. It's got a chance. Grand slam. Grand slam, Addison Russell.
The new WNBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
And Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. How about that? Bama scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trick Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And these them Louisiana, Pensacola guys, they looking crazy and all that.
Morris, blocked by the tight end Paul. That opens up the door. Breaking the Cambridge tackle. To the pylon. Touchdown.
Really nice effort there by Alfred Morris, extending that ball over the goal line.
Near side ball is a big game. Doug Baldwin's got a first down. And Doug Baldwin, 93 yards, now has back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Reggie Evans, and he's going to get an ovation. Guy from Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome back, Sports Drive. Second hour of the program goes now on ESPN Pensacola 94.5 Blab TV. Chad Brillante alongside Jordan Glass and a lot of people way cooler than me as we are here having some fun here on this Monday. It was a crazy weekend overall. We do want to say our thoughts and prayers go out to the LA Angels family right here. If you didn't get the news, Tyler Skaggs, he was 27 years old. They found him dead this morning unresponsive in his hotel room, passed away. The Angels and Rangers game has been postponed for tonight, but just some sad news we did want to share. You just got to. It's part of our job. We have to share it. This is definitely a segment that we want to keep upbeat and exciting. But you know, it also, as you know, in life, things happen, and the one thing that I think more people deserve than anything is if you do pass away. The last thing I think anybody would want is for somebody to sweep their life under the rug like it did.
Yeah,
so we don't know the details, everything, but we do want to make everybody aware that Tyler has passed, and our thoughts and prayers go out with the family. Just a sad moment, you know, and we have to deal with it on a daily basis in life. But you know, it's something that is. I hope that those people would do the same for us if that happened. Is remember and celebrate the lives that were. And Tyler, from his friends and the family in the business, seemed to be one of the good guys. Yeah. And unfortunate news today.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Prayers and thoughts are definitely with that family.
Absolutely. 53 days until the start of college football, the NFL season. Pretty pumped. Hey, look, it's a new year. It's
a new year.
It's a brand new year for everybody. If you're not a Clemson or Patriot fan out there, you just are celebrating. Maybe just. But overall, I'm just saying it's going to be an exciting year. But NBA free agency too. We got to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Yes, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, these guys, are on Brooklyn, but the New York Knicks, I mean, do they even want to wake up this morning?
Man.
Only the 1.5 million out there in New York now.
Yeah. I think the New York, the whole Mecca legacy thing is over. It's definitely going down in Barclays next year, man.
Yeah.
Barclays is the place to be.
Oh, man.
Next 3 or 4 years.
And it's like the younger brother that you always thought, even though you were better, like the younger brother that you knew was more skilled than you, you always had that one up on him or that hope. And now it's like the hope is completely has fallen off because everybody knows the younger brother's better at this point in the city, and that's Brooklyn compared to the New York Knicks.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Man,
I mean, it's similar situation was going down in L.A. with both the Clippers and the Lakers, and if you think about it, how many years had it been? Clippers was always the second to the Lakers, like
the little brother.
And then they made the moves that they made. They became a contender, a playoff contender.
Yeah.
So I see the same thing going down now with Brooklyn.
With the Lakers get Kawhi, that's just going to be the if they go.
Oh my goodness, man.
Jeez, forget about it.
If that happens, I think we don't need to watch the season next year.
We might as well not because
that's what he's.
But there is this cyborg that's in the North right now. That's getting rebooted and refitted. Name is Kawhi. I mean, like I said, we say he's going over there, but if he stays in the North and they refit him and tune him up,
they got like 800 Jurassic Parks out there for him to go to. I mean, it's just they're just popping up everywhere.
Man,
I mean,
look here.
Heck, no more Maple Leafs jerseys. But looking at the situation with Kevin Durant, they talked about. Golden State talked about retiring his jersey after 3. Come on, bro.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. I mean, that's like.
Come on, man.
Wait. Jace, have you?
No. I don't. We're in a totally different age now. I mean, there's cats, and to be completely honest, like for example, we were having this conversation downstairs, and at the barbershop earlier. The word all-star, it kind of gets loosely thrown around now. Like anyone is an all-star. I mean, like you had to really be like, cereal box material to be that all-star caliber player.
I'm gonna put this into terms of that's like putting to me Post Malone in the Hip Hop Rap Hall of Fame. Right now, today.
Come on.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's exactly my point.
No
disrespect to that artist at all, Post Malone. Okay, you do what you do. The people love it. Your label pays you for it.
I was trying to spark the interest on this.
I like that.
That's a 15-year-old to agree with you.
That's a good.
There's a 13-year-old girl listening right now, like, put him in there.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, okay.
Like really, I mean, it is what it is. But like, there's no like, what else? Who else are you gonna? Tag.
And I'm not saying Kevin Durant. I've made that clear. I think Kevin Durant's the best. It could be the best offensive player of all time. Honestly, it sounds ridiculous. But at the same time, I'm talking about for a Hall of Fame for a team to play 3 years.
3 years.
I mean, 3 and only go like. I'm not talking about. He is a Hall of Fame. He's a legit Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he is. He's going to be in that.
But obviously, if they didn't already have a championship before he got there,
that's another.
Then
that's another point.
But they already won before he got there. He got there and just added on, man. That's not worth your jersey being retired. Come on, man. Well, you can put Robert Orr jersey up everywhere. Then in that case,
just have him take the shot.
GM said it. What did he quoted? They quoted the GM. As long as he's the GM, no one else will wear 35. That's what he said.
Right.
As long as he's the GM.
Not too many people are going out to run down the street to get 35 anyway. If it was 23, it's one thing, but 35, I don't know. What kids grow up saying I want to wear 35? I don't know that kind of stuff. Look at that. I'm gonna wear you should wear number 95, like number 97, like one of those spring training baseball jerseys. So nobody ever wants to wear it. Like I don't want my kid wearing this. We're gonna retire this. Retire that. I don't want to see that crap. But let's take a look here. We got a big event coming up here July 5th, right around the corner. It is going to be awesome. So Thursday night, you might be out there with the family, friends, barbecue, and then you don't want to move for a couple days because you barbecued out. I know I've already got. I went to Publix and our shop is supposed to be a pleasure. It took like 4 hours in line, but I'm sitting there and I've got beans and I'm getting the baked beans. I'm getting the ham ready. I've got the potato salad, the baked. I like the baked potato salad. Some good stuff
baked potato salad.
Okay. I didn't make any of this. It's all packaged, by the way.
Who made
you don't like it?
salad?
Okay. But I'm telling you, got the turkey going. I got everything ready for it. But and my whole family's coming to town. Got a lot of Italians that like to eat, and all of a sudden, got a big bowl of pasta randomly on the table. But when it comes down to it, it's going to be one of these that by the end of Thursday night, I'm not going to want to move the rest of Friday. And it is the perfect time to relax for family movie night there. Grab your popcorn because it's going to be a show. Talk a little more about the event.
And, we were sitting around coming up with the whole concept, man, of doing a free family movie night. We was like, okay, what would be the perfect thing to do after 4th of July? Pop fireworks. Family's still in town because nobody's leaving yet.
Yeah.
So why not go enjoy a classic? And The Last Dragon. If you have not seen it, Bruce Leroy.
Classic,
man. One of the top 10 movies of all time.
Oh, I've tried a few of those moves.
So, we thought of the idea.
Sorry, Grandma. I didn't mean
we thought of the idea and we said, okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and show the movie. Let's bring some really great performers to perform before the show. Let's have, food set up. Let's actually have some carnival games for the kids to play. Let's make it a full event so people can enjoy. You know what I mean? So it was simple to come up with, man, and the idea just flowed. So yeah.
That's going to be awesome, and it's going to be a perfect time for family. You got a chance out there. You're going to have some popcorn, sodas, games, got hot meals, fish. Hot fish right there, man. It's hot fish.
Jordan, you know what that hot fish, bro?
Sounds good.
He's got. We'll see you Friday night, baby. We'll see you Friday night.
It's going to be right there. And I've been to a couple events that you guys throw, and I'm telling you, I was down on a Saturday because it was overcast, and then I came to that event, and life quickly. It was all sunshine.
You got a chance to check out the lip sync battle.
I was there for the lip sync battle, and I was out there, and I got to actually judge. Remember, I was the stopwatch for the bread competition.
Oh, the bread competition.
That you actually had to rake up some cash on. So, I'm just saying.
Should we bring that back, Seth?
Yeah.
I think we should bring it back, man.
We should bring back the bread competition.
Just an important note that the current champion cannot enter and cannot share secrets.
He did it twice.
He did it. we had a little bit of we had a bread gate going on because it was some deliberating and whatnot. But it was fun. It was
definitely.
We found out it was whole wheat and not. It was not the it was wheat bread and not whole no, just funny. It was. We meant to go with the honey oats, and because of that, but I'm telling you, it's definitely one of these kind of things. So when you talk right now about the event, it's a family atmosphere. There's not too many things these days. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I got a 3-year-old daughter, and there's very rarely something you could do as a family. I tried to. We went and jumped around at Sky Zone the other day at the trampoline park. And
you jumped?
That's what I'm saying.
Wow. We got video of this. Can we bring it up?
No, man. I'd love to. It was more bouncing. I'm not going to say jumping is like an art.
Did you do the basketball?
I did do the one. And now I'm not going to say which one. There's like an 8-footer, a 10-footer, and a 12-footer.
Okay.
I did dunk one. So
there we go.
That's all I'm going to say on that one.
That's classified on the height.
Classified.
There was a manager of the year type of dodgeball game going on though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was some hype
in the back corner.
Oh yeah,
bro, it gets serious. Bro, look, it gets serious. And
Yeah.
I just want to, do not go into the dodgeball competition over the Sky Zone and underestimate any of them little kids.
Oh, no.
You'll find yourself sitting on the sideline. I'm just saying. Word to the wise.
Yeah.
Bro, you'll go in there for real. It'll bring back some sad memories. In elementary school, just getting beamed. Bro.
But it was
serious.
It was a lot of fun. But I realized is like she kept on wanting to jump, and Daddy was tired after about 3 seconds, and I was like, okay, guys. So, but this is actually one that getting to grab some popcorn, some hot fish, and sit there and watch a movie with the family together and do something. That's one thing I think all ages are missing out on is more things to get out and do together. Not too long ago, they did Jaws down at the beach where people got around there and did that. But people love it, and people were flocking to do that. And all it was saying, psst, get on a raft and get your butt out of the house and watch a movie. And people are like, "Oh my gosh, I can do that!" Whoa!
Wow.
You're setting this up for them on a silver platter right here with hot fish, and it's going to be awesome.
And it's free event for them to come
to.
Free.
No
you know me and you love the word free.
I love the word free.
We've got commercials with free being used.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know
and then they have all that small font that I don't like that. Free with 39 payments of $29.99. Like, that's not what just happened here. Well, it's a free commercial for you to pay $29.99. But I'm not. This is actually free.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, man. Like I said, we want the community to be able to come out, nothing holding you back. In fact, I even talked to the Lord this morning. The weather's going to be great. We have a great relationship, me and him. So he told me, hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. Friday you're going to be good.
His name's Jim Lord, the local meteorologist.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's done a great job for
Alan
years
Strom
now.
and him used to be roommates. So
I used to say that all the time.
Something I want to kind of touch on is the lineup. One thing that at Motai, Manager of the Year, our acronym Manager of the Year, talent management company, El Rico does an outstanding job of of selecting the proper talent. And the thing about this particular lineup, I think you got 5 artists, performing. Couple of gospel artists.
Yep.
One's a gospel hip hop artist, recording artist. Favor Ain't Fair.
Favor Ain't Fair.
We have Tim Thurman. I've Got to Have Jesus. His single was recorded, with
Paul Porter.
Paul Porter, hands on.
Yeah.
Great talent there. We've also got BB the Great, representing for the ladies. That hip hop category, and also Sophia. All of these folks are all signed to the company, doing great things behind microphones, in front of cameras. He's putting people on set. So this is really where it starts, and again, it's a free event. You have the opportunity to come out. There's nothing behind the scenes, what I'm saying? It's going to be a dope event, a lot of fun. The movie is a cult classic.
Absolutely, yeah.
I grew up on Show Enough. That was a bad man. You know what I'm saying?
Kiss my Converse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? And I got to thank El Rico on a side note here for everybody out there, because one of the big things too is my broadcasting career. I've had a chance getting to work here with ESPN Pensacola, and we've had a chance to go all over working in big cities, and my relatives are appreciative of it, and they're so thankful for my career and what it's done. But you guys. You'll tag me in all of these people that are getting great jobs in Hollywood and all over. And all of a sudden, I'm getting a couple days ago, my aunt calls me and she's like, "Wow, look at you in stardom." I'm like, "Wait a second, I'm not going to take credit for El Rico, J-Sep, and everybody getting all these people amazing roles, but I'm tagged in the photos, and every week they're like, another big hit, Chad." I'm like, "Woo!" I'm like, "Yeah!" But they're all thinking, I'm riding this wave. I've gone from riding the pine to riding the wave. And man, I'm excited for it. But so keep them coming, because the more people you produce, the more stardom apparently I get with my family. I'm getting some credit, there. But I'm telling you guys,
we're waiting for that one roll to come down for you.
Hey,
and I'm telling you, you're gonna get a phone call from it. What happens when I call you, Sap? What happens?
When you get that phone call, Manager of the Year, how's it going? It's all downhill from there.
No. I'm just saying, you better call Nickelodeon and the Paw Patrol thing. I'm under contract, but I'm as rider right there for the kids. They need us. The guy with the hair.
Just remember, Chad, if he doesn't hear Manager of the Year off a rep, it's not typical. Hello, how you doing? But if he doesn't hear Manager of the Year, you might mysteriously get disconnected and then reconnected again. Just keep that FYI, okay? Manager of the Year, answer your phone. See him on the caller ID.
Yes. Yes.
I learned it the hard way. I learned it the hard way.
Well, on accident, if you ever are calling a CVS in Humble, Texas, and also in Doherty, Texas, if you ever hear the guy and you're real annoyed because there's like 15 of them that goes, "If you'd like to make a call, please press 1. That's my annoying voice, and then you can kick that guy because it takes like 15 minutes to get through. We were joking with someone, I showed him, and my dad was like, "I'm annoyed after you said press 2 and then 6 and then the star button here." And he was like, "I wanted to kick myself in your own." And I was like, "Okay, Dad, well you want to back up there." So if you ever get mad, because I got mad at my own voice one time, if you're ever trying to get like a prescription and you're in that area, like maybe you have like an allergic reaction and you're in Humble, Texas, and that happens, be like, "I know that voice. Let's go get him, because I've been waiting 15 minutes right here." So just wanted to let you know that that is let
me tell you real quick,
being that annoying voice on CBS. If you'd like to make a call, please kiss my. No, I'm just joking. But I
had a very bad. Hopefully nobody's listening to this right now.
Nobody is. No, we're not on air. We're not actually on air right now.
I felt old today.
Yeah. I've called you guys into this. This is not.
I called in today to request to do something. Right? I called in to request to do something today, and they gave me all these prompts about press 1 to do this 2. By the time they got to 9, I forgot what the one.
No, you just hit the operator. I've learned the trade secret. Just immediately go to 0, and you get a voice. Usually an annoyed voice, because they get the people that hit 0, or the people like not wasting time, because they usually get a free pass from another. But because just hit 0 wherever you are.
Thank you.
Just go to 0.
And sat through all 9.
Yeah,
and I felt
unless it's a real emergency, and then probably don't hit 0.
Yeah, no, that's the God's honest truth. Everything is automated now.
Oh yeah.
So they take you through all those menu options, and I'm just like, dude, I'm old school, so like, can I please just get a human being?
Just give me somebody.
Give me somebody, please, just to Just to comfort, just to talk to.
Just somebody. Just
But
somebody
we're
to
giving
talk
them
to.
somebody on July 5th. That's what we're
That's
doing.
what I'm
That's
talking
right.
about. That's
We're
it.
giving them real people.
That's right.
Real results. Real man.
And it's going to be an awesome, but it really is. But
Leroy.
with all honesty, there are a lot of things going on. But there's very few things that everybody I think listening can get behind. Everybody in this room, all ages, doesn't matter who it is. We all love movies. We all love classic movies. I hope you like popcorn, or shame on you, or you might have a reaction. Sorry, she's like, I cannot eat that butter. But okay. I hope you just enjoy family fun time with friends and family. Getting to come together. That's the thing, is like there are so many things today that people do, but even you go to baseball games at Blue Wahoo Stadium tonight, or you go places and you don't see like you used to where 50 or 20 people in the same area are talking. It's like groups. You just went to the game, Jordan. It's like people are talking to just their own
folks.
And that's the thing, is when you go to this event, because I've been to a manager of the year event that El Rico that you guys have helped put on, and the thing is, when you go to these events, everybody feels welcome. Nobody, outside of the group of you guys, nobody really knew me walking in there. And everybody made me feel more than welcome. And I've made a lot of friends over the years with guys, Eric Baker, a lot of those guys coming in here from first meeting those people at the event. So it's great to see. And
big family, man. Big family
awesome.
environment. That's what we harp on, man, in our company. It's family. And we just look out. It's almost like that Fast and the Furious thing. We're like, got that family. I'm like, I'm Dominic Toretto,
Well, okay. Well,
you got hair.
Okay. Well,
you can be Paul Walker, man.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey.
Fast and Furious. That'll be me after my third helping of that hot fish right there. I'm just nobody needed that. Can we cut that from there? All right. Well, I'll make sure to get way away from movie night at that point. No, as it's going to be coming up here July 5th. The pre-show at 5:30. Movie starts at 7 o'clock. Get out there. Look, fireworks will be done. You'll have family. A lot of people get that Friday off, so you have no excuse not to get out there early and start the weekend off right. As you guys rock. Tell everybody, like you said, it's free, so there's nowhere you have to go buy tickets. Just show up. But what's the best way? Parking, everything like that.
Parking,
you guys have
man.
pretty good parking.
Yes, parking's going to be wide open for everybody. If you do have any more questions, www.manageroftheyear.net. It's a brilliant website designed by one of the most brilliant minds in all of entertainment history, named El Rico Tunstall. So go to that.
Awesome.
Also,
The Notorious.
Yes, The Notorious one. Make sure you also check out Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. We're all over the place. And you can follow exactly what we're doing, man. So many people are being blessed right now in the city. The young man sitting right here to my left is getting ready to debut on Tales on BET. We got a lady coming on Fatal Attraction. We got another young lady that's going to be coming up soon Wednesday to be interviewed by you. I'll let you tell. You'll hear her story on Wednesday.
There we go.
It's just so much going on, man, in the city. And like I said, the young man sitting to my left, his music is all on iTunes. You can catch him everywhere. He's performing at a bunch of venues coming up later this month. But we got him specifically for July the 5th for the fans.
That's awesome.
He got a song called Fan of My Fans. Hopefully, that's one of my favorites. He's going to perform that. Fan of My Fans.
It will be performed.
Well, next time you're here, you got to get some Stack Live stuff. We'll put it right there.
I was gonna save it till last. My
right next to my daughter's footprint and a Ben Lively bobblehead and the Blue Angel. You're right there. That's a pretty good group right there.
My sources tell me that you prefer navy blue with a little bit of red and some white. All right.
This isn't a multicolored shirt. I don't know if those aren't different shades of blue right here. That didn't come like that.
We definitely got some stuff, Chad. We truly appreciate, man, what you've done. Just leading up to this, man, and not just this particular event, but even in the past, man, you've been very supportive.
Yes,
of the ESPN family. So we truly appreciate it. We certainly want to keep that revolving door.
No,
moving,
we appreciate it.
Because bottom line, man, it's a lot of platforms in the city and the entire Gulf Coast. But whenever we do an event, the first thing we think is ESPN and Chad coming on your show, man.
Guys, and one of these things, I was gonna. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good. This will be the last. They'll just leave me hanging. This is done. We're done, everybody. Done. We're done.
We're out of here.
Drop the mic.
Those were important papers. No, I'm just kidding, man. You guys, we love you. That's what we're about here at ESPN Pensacola. Is that we come together as a community.
Yes.
We pick up papers together as a community.
Yeah.
And
I love it. Love the plug. I got you.
But this is the man right here. Give me a high five right there. They try to make me. They actually made a rule. I have to wear this for a couple of the scenes here because they said they can't put my face on for 2 hours straight.
Oh, wow.
Look, those are my eyes after. This is gonna how awesome this is. After you get off stage, Ace, I'll be like, what?
That's right.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah.
You guys, we love you all. It is when ESPN Pensacola, we're all about the community.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys are. There is not a better event that is community and family fun oriented than what you do. And I know that you do a ton out of your own pocket to help things, and people see it. And I hope people see it because those things go a long ways.
Yeah.
And I love you guys and appreciate it.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Always,
Awesome,
bro.
awesome.
Yeah.
Always.
High five.
Much, man.
Keep up the Rocky videos. I love them. Thanks again, guys.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back. When we come back, we'll talk a little more NBA free agency. We'll get to more on Wahoo's baseball, 6:35. First pitch with Chris Garagiola as they take on the Mississippi Braves. And we'll also talk a little more about the big stories going on, including college football, the odds out in Vegas. You're not going to want to miss it right here in the Sports Drive.
At Denny's, you can get 2 eggs, 2 pancakes, 3 pieces of sausage, and 3 pieces of bacon, all for $5.99. Now, before you say, wow, that's a lot of meat, know that this dish has its fan base right there in the name. This is for people who really love meat, the super meat lovers. So if you're a super meat lover who likes the idea of getting all the meat you love at a super low price, then the $5.99 Meat Lovers Slam is for you. See you at Denny's. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only, no substitutions.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground, covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns, and that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there.
We are broadcasters, your home for Pensacola sports, ESPN Pensacola 94.5. Sports is live and local every Saturday from 11 to 1.
This Toronto Raptor team deserved this championship because they played their butts off in the series.
Sports Call with Jordan Glass and Davis Allen on your radio, on Facebook, and YouTube.
Hey, maybe you played for losing teams growing up. You just maybe don't understand what it's like to be a champion like this. But guess what? Whenever you are the best team in the world, you're going to let everyone know you're the best team in the world.
At ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
He was a star quarterback at Pensacola High, played alongside Gator great Steve Spurrier, and rose up the ranks to become head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Now, he's talking football on ESPN Pensacola 94.5. Coach K brings football to life year-round. The teams, the players, and the front office. Talk football with Coach K every day at noon on your radio. And Coach K live on Facebook and YouTube at ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
ESPN Pensacola has you covered from the national and local levels. From Golick and Wingo to the Sports Drive, the Paul Feinbaum Show to Talk Football with Coach K, we have it all. It's the latest and best in sports talk radio, making us Pensacola's hometown sports network. ESPN Pensacola 94.5, also on HD Radio at HD2 98.7 WYCT, and streaming online at our website at ESPNpensacola.com.
And welcome back, Sports Drive with you right here, ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Flat TV. We're having some fun. Anytime we get too many, have some people in here, it becomes a party right there. And we got some good people in there. JSAP doing an awesome job. When worlds collide, he's got his. I'm gonna have to play this right here. Yeah, coming up here, and they do an awesome job. Thank you right there. I would probably need that for later right there. As got some big things on there right there. No, yeah, right. Yeah,
good night, everybody.
Right, good night. That's all we have the time for today.
Jeez.
Nothing on that. Actually, if somebody ever got that phone, they'd be like, baby picture, okay, picture of sports stats. What people don't understand is I've got to send all of my videos and pics for the TV show from my phone through here. So it's just randomly pics that I've taken from websites and other things that are all appropriate. But we all just get sent over and have some fun with it. Let's get to a couple of the now my papers are gone. Not that we need them anyway. See y'all. Have a good one. Family movie night, by the way, coming up there July 5th. You're not going to want to miss it. The Last Dragon. Have you seen that, by the way? I love The Last Dragon. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it out of dragon movies? And clearly, it's like he clearly has not seen the movie. No, I'm just kidding. I would say it's up there. Any type of the Bruce Lees or some of those classics. You know, I would say it's Karate Kid. Is that your cup of tea, Pat Morita?
Not really.
Not really.
Not really.
What are you more of a?
I like more of like the hardcore action.
What's the one with Hulk Hogan with the three ninjas? Is that
I didn't even know that existed. What?
No, he's not in it. I was going to say that's not the right movie right there. Yeah,
we're gonna do kung fu.
Surf
brother.
Ninjas. That was the one.
Oh
okay,
my God.
okay. Surf Ninjas.
Yeah, okay.
Now,
the name sounds like it would fit.
Yes,
okay.
there you go. That's the classic we were looking for. Was Surf Ninjas on there? We got that clarified. Looking right now at some of the other things going on. The Kevin Durant heading out to Brooklyn.
Yeah,
he'll be joined by Kyrie Irving. That's huge. I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than that.
It's huge, and I think you got to look at this, and you're a Knicks fan. If you want a good summary of how Knicks fans feel, watch anything with Stephen A. Smith today. Just the look on his face. He's got that, like those videos where it's like somebody that looks sad, and then the Simon and Garfunkel Sound of what is it? Sound of Darkness or whatever that song is called will start playing over it. You could easily just dub that song over Stephen A. Smith on any show he was on ESPN today, and it would have fit because he was just. I mean, it looked like his puppy just died and his best friend moved across a different part of the state. I mean, he was just like.
Yeah.
He was on. I think he was on Get Up this morning, and they're trying to ask him questions, and he's just sitting there like, I don't know. Because it's sucked out of all of them.
Yeah.
And they should have saw this coming though, because it's the New York Knicks, and it's. Dolan's not going to do much of anything.
No, he's
there.
not. This is. I mean, they just paid Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Like $20 million a year.
Yeah.
They got three of the same position. I mean, who in their office was saying we need Bobby Portis, Taj Gibson, and Julius Randle? I mean, you get three guys who are exactly 6'8", 6'9", 230 pounds that all are average. They're all okay. They're all serviceable, but they're gonna be exactly that. They're going to get a bunch of guys. They're going to spend the entire season being 12-point underdogs in every game and maybe beat a team because they're all serviceable players. But they're never going to win anything. And they just wasted any opportunity. And they wasted a bunch of cash on guys that will give them no shot to win anything outside of maybe making a run at the playoffs. It's a pretty sad day. If you're a Knicks fan, this is the year where you finally feel like your heart's broken. Some grandfather is like, there once was a time.
I love the laugh after that.
Yeah, nice try. The last 30 years of your life. Just, you know what? Not everybody can be the Patriots or the UCF Knights, your two national champions. Wait. Was that? I'm getting the word. Clemson won last year, too. Okay. All right. Well, guys, enjoyed it. Jordan, have a great rest of your night. Lene Kukua. That's a great joke. We'll be back tomorrow. We got some Pensacola Blue Wahoos baseball for you. It's going to be exciting as they take on the Mississippi Braves. Getting back. A nice win last night, 7-5. Getting it done. Jordan will be at home watching Holy Moly, catching up on making sure.
Yeah.
It's on demand, by the way. You can check it out.
I think I watched it off of Hulu. I think I saw it, and I was like, what's this about? And then watched like 20 seconds. I was like, no.
No thanks. Holy moly, this will get canceled.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, guys, have a great rest of your night. Enjoy it. Always remember, we'll leave you with this one thing.
Don't
and this
eat the
is true.
Yellowstone.
In Montana, you can't own a pet rat. Thanks for joining us here. Have a great rest of your night. To Chris Garagiola we go, and Pensacola Blue Wahoos baseball right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
Wings are now on